Today I want to talk about meditation for healing. The research that I've done, spirituality is a very important and large component to our healing. There was a booklet that I picked up. It was actually something that my therapist had gifted to me. There was a point in the book that talked about what is your spirituality and how do you connect to a higher power or a greater power? Really, to some extent, do you even believe in a greater power? I think that's the first question to address, right? I'm gonna be honest, when I reached that portion of the book, I struggled a lot. I wasn't really sure how to answer some of the questions as far as how to connect spiritually and things like that. I used to, for a very long time, attend a specific church. I don't feel like that was my place in the world. I felt like I was just kind of going through the motions. But to some extent, I didn't really feel that spiritual connection in a spiritual sense. If I can look back at my time being such an active member of this church and for such a long time, I honestly think a lot of it was an ego-driven thing. It was an ego-driven motivation. It was an ego boost to some degree of like, I've changed my life around and I'm such a great Christian and I'm a good person, and a lot of the intent behind it was with good intentions. There was definitely some good intention there, but I also think that our ego tends to distort things and we get wrapped up in things. There was like an egoic sense of self. I'm doing this because I'm a great person, and also almost even like a communal pressure from some of like the members of that church to make this commitment or make this change. And so looking back at the time, obviously I didn't really pick up on it, or I did, but I just kind of didn't make much of it. But now that I have left that space and have more clarity, having stepped outside of that, I realized that I had built this egoic sense of self that, I'm this spiritual being and I'm this religious person. And I do believe that there's a lot of great teachings to be and lessons to be learned from the Bible. There's also a lot of room for misinterpretation and error. And of course, with humans being humans, because we're not perfect, those readings and sightings can be misinterpreted and misconstrued. And unfortunately, even to our detriment, some people will purposefully turn the readings and the word into something that it's not, for the purpose of gaining power and things like that. Okay, that was my little rant and tangent, a little bit of a history behind my spirituality. I think that was important. Having removed myself from that church has shown me a lot about myself and has shown me that I wasn't really as spiritual or spiritually connected as I thought that I was. I realize now this is a great opportunity to seek spirituality and spiritual connection in various different ways. We are spiritual beings, all of us, and it's not just Christianity, and it's not just Buddhism, and it's not just Muslim. If we all come from the same source, we all have to have that same opportunity to connect. And it's not that your idea is the wrong way and my idea is the right way, or vice versa. I definitely don't agree with that perspective and that teaching. In my own spiritual search, I have come into the concept of meditation. I have definitely been intrigued. So today and this morning, I want to talk about the healing powers of meditation and what that can look like in our lives. After having read this book, I wanted to practice this. My challenge, and I challenge you all to do it for at least 20 consecutive days and to see what difference it makes in your life. I'm going to dive into what meditation looks like and some of the easy, practical ways we can incorporate it into our daily routine. I hope that you will follow me in that, and that perhaps maybe you even decide to partake. But first things first, let's talk about it a little bit, what it is, and some of the practicalities of how you should be practicing it, incorporating it into your day. The type of meditation that I'm going to be participating in is called shamatha. Meditation has many different goals and techniques and variety of ways that you can do it. The idea behind shamatha is that it's supposed to be a calming state that we put ourselves in. And this is a tried and true practice that has been practiced for years. We're talking like over 10,000 years old. This is a practice that has been passed down from decades and centuries ago. It is supposed to bring your full attention to the present moment And part of that is by bringing your full attention to your breath. So focusing on your breath to bring yourself into the present moment. Our modern science is starting to show and prove the beautiful and wonderful benefits of mindful meditation. Finally, science is proving what Buddhists have known to be true: increases focus, increases resiliency, reduces stress, and leads to better memory. Those are just a few of the many benefits of mindfulness meditation. The beauty of it is that just even a few minutes a day can have these immense positive impacts on your daily living. So the biggest thing to remember is that when you go to sit and meditate, if you want to do it like me and do it for 10 minutes in your day, make sure that in those 10 minutes, the goal is to just be with yourself and sit with yourself. Try not to judge yourself or any of the thoughts that may come in and out of your awareness, and allow yourself to relax. Resist the urge to want to change yourself or fix yourself in those moments. Just allow yourself to be. Some of the key points and tips to consider before we begin. So first things first, our setup, the way we set up our meditation space. We want to have a space that is free of clutter. We want to have a space that is spacious and is free of mess. We want it to be a space where we feel comfortable and almost like a space where we know we're going to have peace. We want it to be a quiet space and a quiet room, preferably with dim lighting. You want it to be a place where you are happy to go to and you look forward to going to in your day, whether that be first thing in the morning or the last thing you do at night. Make it a space that feels open and welcoming. Part of that is making sure that you have either cushions or pillows to sit on. Be comfortable when you're sitting, so make sure that you have your cushions or your pillows. If you prefer, you can sit in a chair. The only thing that I read that is suggested is that you make sure that your back is not touching the back of the chair. So if you're gonna sit in a chair, make sure that you're sitting upright and that your back is free of anything touching it. Make sure that you set a timer. You can use your phone, but one really good thing that was suggested is that if you use your phone, make sure to set it on airplane mode. You do not want the temptation of being distracted by a text message or any kind of notification. So the idea is we're going to set it on airplane mode and we're going to put it to the side and not look at it or be tempted to look at it. Next thing, let's talk about posture for a little bit. If you are on the ground sitting with either cushions or pillows, make sure that you are sitting upright and that you have your legs crossed. And again, we already talked about if you're decided to sit in a chair. If you are sitting in a chair, make sure that you're sitting upright and that your feet are placed firmly on the ground. Either position, one of the key notes is to feel. You want to try to feel the weight of your body on earth. It's almost like you want to feel that gravity pulling you and grounding you to the earth. You want to make sure that you're extending your torso upward, but that doesn't mean to lift your shoulders up. So you don't want to be like, my hair is hiding it, but you don't want to be like this. That's going to be like a very tense pose. You want your shoulders to be nice and relaxed, but you want to be upward. You want to be upright. A good visualization that I read is like, almost picture like there's a string that's going from all the way down to your feet all the way up, and that string is in the center of your body and it's literally lifting you, kind of like a I just thought of this, kind of like a puppet. The idea is that the string is pulling you upward. It's giving you life. That is the idea. That is how you want to be sitting, to sit straight up. Make sure again that your muscles are all relaxed. Make sure that your shoulders are nice and relaxed. That'll help to relax the muscles in your back and your neck, your upper back and neck. Your palms, you want to lift them up and then turn them over and then gently set them down at your thighs. And this position of the palms is actually referred to resting energy. When your palms are down, what it does is it gives a little extra support to your back. And it's almost like your mind is annotating that it's time to meditate. Final tips on posture: slight tuck under your chin. So you want to tuck your chin in slightly. This is going to help to relax your shoulders, your neck, and your jaw. You want your jaw to be relaxed so much so to the point where it's slightly open. What this will do is help to relax the entire muscles on your face. One last thing, you want to keep your eyes open. A lot of meditations encourage you to close your eyes. This is not one of them. With shamatha, the idea is that we are bringing ourselves to the present moment. We are bringing ourselves to our present surroundings and our current state. So because the idea is to promote presence and present awareness, we want to keep our eyes open. Again, the idea is to be in the present moment and to minimize any distractions. So while we are keeping our eyes open, we want to minimize distractions as well, and to just be focused on our breathing. So that leads into the next thing, our breathing. Very simple here is just paying full attention to our breathing. It does not require us breathing in any kind of specific way. As a matter of fact, the book that I've read encourages you to breathe normally. Just keep your same breath, but just focus on it. And with every breath in and every breath out, pay attention to that. You want to feel your breath cycle in and out. So I'm taking deep breaths right now, probably because they feel good and I need them, but the idea is to just pay attention. Don't focus on changing this breath pattern. You do not have to do that. Breathe naturally and just think about the breath in and the breath out. The next thing is your mind. So at some point in your meditation, probably very early on, especially if you're beginning, you're gonna notice that your mind will start to drift and your mind will start to wander, and you will no longer be paying attention to your breath. And you will easily become distracted, and that is very normal, especially in our human condition. That is quite normal for that to happen. And chances are, if you're meditating because you're healing like me, or we all have something that plagues us, something that's a hardship in our life, some sort of problem or issue that we're dealing with. So chances are that your mind will quickly start to gravitate to that and drift its attention to that. Whether it's the many chores that you have to do for your day, to the messed up thing that your child said to you the night before, to the argument that you could have had with your spouse, our mind will quickly and easily go to those things and provide us with plenty of thoughts and plenty of anxiety provoking scenarios. So yeah, it is common for you to be distracted with the many anxieties that are currently plaguing you and take you away from your present moment. And of course, your mind can easily play out a number of doubt-filled fantasies about what the future is going to look like, or play out past scenarios of suffering that you endured, or even hardships that keep you angry and resentful. That is the human condition of living in the past and in the future. So again, the idea here is to ground ourselves and bring us back into the present moment. So when it does occur and you start to drift, don't get upset, don't judge yourself, don't feel like it's not working. It is just simply what is. That is the mind simply doing what the mind does, and that's okay. The idea is to catch it and be aware of it, and then bring yourself back into the present moment. So as soon as you start to notice that drift and that your thoughts are drifting and you're no longer focused on the breath, simply bring yourself back into the present awareness and bring yourself back into the full attention on your breath. Your breaths in and your breaths out. Take a moment to acknowledge that in that moment, in this moment, or in that moment, you are safe. You're in a safe space. You're simply sitting on the ground and you're paying attention to your breath. You're in a space where it's okay to be with yourself, and you're in a space where it's okay to be with being alone. It's actually, for me, it probably sounds like a dream, and it sounds like a little piece of heaven. But anyway, that is part of the mind, is bringing yourself back into the present moment. Don't get angry, don't get upset, or don't feel like it's not working or that you're failing. It's just the condition of the mind. It's a very simple thing to just drift off into the past or the future. That is just what is. But bring yourself back to your breath, bring yourself back to your meditation space, and remember that you're in a meditation place, and bring your focus back into breathing in and out. Last but not least is just making it a routine, making sure to make it a practice. It takes how many days to break a habit or make a habit? 21 days. So at minimum, try it for 21 days. Try to resist the urge of looking up other meditation types or meditation forms. There are many types of meditations that you can do, especially if you've never tried meditation before. Give this one a try. Don't go trying 80 different ones and seeing what sticks. Just commit to one and remember that it's a practice. It is something that you need to build on, just much like anything else. It's not something that is going to happen overnight or you're going to see results the very next day. It's a lot like the gym and working out. It's going to take time. Similar to what I've experienced with fitness and working out. The guy in the book says that, as he recommended this to people said, oh, I've tried it for a little while and it's not working. And then he would ask, well, how long did you try it for? 3 days. Okay, yeah, I think it's gonna take longer than 3 days. So again, I challenge you at least 21 days. I hope to go longer. I'm gonna try for a full month, but I can definitely commit myself to at least 21 days. And I hope that you will too. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you plan to follow me on this meditation journey. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions or if you've tried meditation in your life. I would love to hear how meditation has helped you in your healing journey or just in your daily living. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you for staying to the end. I love you all, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.